Hi you guys, welcome back to the channel and happy fall. As of today, when I'm filming this video, it's October 1st. One ritual that I have every season is I make updates and changes to my home to reflect the season that we're going into. And today on this video, that is what we're gonna be doing. We're going to be fallifying my house. I wouldn't necessarily say it's like Halloween decorating, although there might be a few things that are Halloween adjacent. With where I'm at right now in my life, I want to bring in elements to the space that go beyond just the month of October, because as much as I am Halloween's biggest fan, I prefer to celebrate the season not really with decorating. I prefer to celebrate that season more so with activities like dressing up or going to haunted houses and hay rides and like all that kind of stuff, as opposed to making my home itself look like a haunted house. I have a few new additions to my space that I want to show you guys. So we're gonna do that, and then after we do that, we're gonna go shopping, get some coffee. If you are not yet subscribed to the channel, please be sure to hit the subscribe button, like the video, and drop a comment if you love the season as much as I do, because I thrive during this time of year. So the air is slightly more brisk here in LA than it usually is, and that little tiny change is doing so much for me. So I'm excited, I hope you're excited. Let's get into today's video. Our first update is right here on my mantle, and it is a piece of artwork that I commissioned from an artist named Eric McHenry. He lives here in LA, but he actually is from North Carolina like me. So on top of me loving his work, there's also that personal connection that I felt was really cool, because it's always awesome to support real artists, but also artists from your home state. So you might notice the piece is currently wrapped in plastic. He dropped it off yesterday, and I thought it would be cool to like unpack it on camera and show you guys all the up close details of it. So we're gonna do that right now. Wow. Okay, time for the backstory. One of my friends that I met on the internet named Addison is an interior designer. His work is absolutely insane, but he did Lizzie McAlpine's house, and Rob and I were able to go check the space out before she actually like moved in. They were pretty close to wrapping up the whole house, but essentially when I was in her house, there was a piece of art in there that I absolutely fell in love with. I'll put a photo on screen. You will obviously see it's the same piece of art I have here. I asked Addison who made this art, and he told me it was a local LA-based artist. And anyway, connected with him. The artist ended up being Eric McHenry, who I mentioned a second ago. I DM'd Eric, asked if he'd be open to painting me that same piece of art, because I just loved the like theatrical nature of it. I loved the stage light, the colors, and the audience members, and it was so odd and so cool to me. And Eric agreed to do the art and said that he wanted to make the scale a little bit bigger than what he had done for Lizzie's house. When I was in his studio, I actually picked up another piece of art from him. I'll grab that right now so I can show you. It's this cool painting of chairs, and I just really like what Eric produces. It's the first time I've ever hired an artist to paint something for me directly. Most of the time when I buy art, it's either from the artist and they've already made it, or I just happen upon it like at flea markets and thrift stores and stuff. So very excited about having more of his artwork. I feel like right here over the mantle would look really cool actually. It kind of fits perfectly in that space, but I might play around trying it in a few different spaces. The only thing I know is I really want it to be somewhere where it can actually be seen. So thank you, Eric, for this beautiful painting. Yeah, okay, moving along. Before we move along any further with today's video, I would like to get a quick word in for our sponsor, HelloFresh. One of my favorite things to do by myself at home during fall is cook and put on a spooky podcast. Since I'm planning on cooking at home a lot more, I decided to give HelloFresh another try. I actually used to be a customer of HelloFresh many years ago, and I remember wishing at the time the portion sizes were a little larger, and I'm happy to report now they absolutely are. In addition to having so many choices, HelloFresh is just incredibly convenient. The recipes taste amazing. Being able to slow down and make a recipe either by yourself or with a partner is such a beautiful form of self-care. Tonight we'll be doing tacos, and what's nice is this is 46 grams of protein, which is amazing. I love that HelloFresh has high protein options, because that is absolutely something I'm trying to consume more of. So whether you are trying HelloFresh out for the first time or you are a returning customer like I was, be sure to try the new HelloFresh using my code EthanFN am at HelloFresh.com and receive 10 free meals as well as breakfast for life. That is huge. Thank you so much, HelloFresh. I absolutely love what you guys are doing. Now, back into our video. Coming into my dining room, we have this insane 19th century Swedish storage cabinet slash hutch that I actually bought from my friend Drew, also known as Lone Fox. If you don't know, Drew is like an OG home and interior design content creator. Like, he's been doing this for such a long time. And what's so cool is that Drew actually sources furniture and sells it on his website, and this was one of the things that he had for sale. As much as I love my house, it just doesn't have a lot of storage, so I knew that I wanted something like this to store things in, but also to really ground the space. A lot of the furniture I have in this house right now is just stuff I've carried over from old places, and if you've ever bought stuff for one specific place and then moved it to another space, then you know it doesn't always fit or work the best, and so I'm slowly replacing the things that just don't work in this house. I ended up selling the cabinet that I had in my last house because I knew I wanted something like this. I've only had this for a few days, so I've yet to really style it or even fill it with anything. Like right now, the whole cabinet is completely empty. But let me bring you closer. I'll show you what it looks like. And if you have any styling ideas, definitely let me know. Okay, so moving in a bit closer on the details of the cabinet. I mean, number one, the color. It's this stunning blue, green, sort of aged turquoise. I feel like it does so much for my space, especially considering all the warm tones that I have in my house. That bluish green tone really just brings a lot of balance, I feel. In this upper area, there is storage, which you can't actually see too much. It is a little bit dark, but there's storage here. I assume I'll probably put like plates and cups and things like that. Down below, there is also storage, and I'm thinking of putting a lot of decorative stuff in there, like candlesticks and napkins and just anything that I want to keep but don't want out on display. Thinking I'll keep it down here. One of the craziest details on this cabinet is actually on this door here, and that is the symbol that is carved on the inside of the door. Now, this is a very old cabinet from Sweden, and one thing that I read online is that furniture makers during this time period would carve symbols like this as a form of protection against bad spirits, which is anything negative. And, you know, I don't know if that's 100% the case with this, but I'm gonna claim that that's what that is, and it isn't a negative symbol. So far, there's been no paranormal activity in my house, so I think we are in the clear. And then on the front of each of the upper cabinets, there are actually aged paintings or illustrations. It looks like this one here is of a woman, but you can only see really half of her face. This one here seems to be some sort of like wing, or I can't really tell or make out what this one is, but the texture of this reminds me of some sort of wing or feather. And then on this side, it looks almost like a man's body. There's two boots here, some sort of coat situation here, and then it looks like a hat. I wish I could see what these originally looked like, but even just as they are, it's so cool, and I just love having something like this in my house that tells such a story. So yeah, really in love with this cabinet. Drew actually messaged me this morning and told me that someone DM'd him after seeing my video, because I already posted about this on TikTok, and said that apparently this came from Bruce Springsteen's house. He had an estate sale, and I guess this was a part of it. Drew did tell me that he bought it locally off of someone on Marketplace. So crazy, all the lore about this cabinet, but I'm happy to have it in my house now. I actually bought a couple of other things from Drew when I ordered this cabinet, so let me show those to you now. One of the other things that I picked up from Lone Fox is this tree stump table, which some people might be shocked to see in my house, some people might not be. But one thing I love about my current space is it almost feels like a cottage or a cabin, and this table felt like something you would find in one of those spaces. So I thought, you know what, I don't have too many organic shaped things in my space. Why not get this little table? There's a lot of places I could put it, and I actually really love the way it looks. The height it sits at is really nice beside a cabinet like this, or even my sofa. I feel like there are just a lot of places I could put this in my house to make the area look a lot more interesting. So yeah, I like it a lot. And then last is this piece of artwork. I believe this is a print of a man at sea, and there's a sailboat on here, or like in his hands, it's like a paper sailboat. And what's cool really is the frame. It's metal. This particular style is not something I have a lot of in my house. Like a lot of the things that I own lean a little more modern, and I love the juxtaposition of this style with more clean, modern design. I feel like that's what makes a space interesting, and I just really love the way that this art looks. So I have it right now hanging over my mantle. You honestly probably saw it earlier, but I feel like I'll find another space for it that really does it justice. Okay guys, that is all of our updates for inside my house. Now it is time for coffee and fall decor shopping. We're gonna go out and do both of those things because I'm in desperate need of caffeine, and I also get a high from shopping for, well, let's be honest, just shopping in general. Then when we get back, we're gonna make the house nice and cozy. One, because that's the point of this video, but two, because my boyfriend's coming over and we wanted to cook dinner together and watch a scary movie to kick off October. So let's go get everything we need to make that happen. Our first stop is Jones Coffee Roasters, which is in South Pasadena, and it's a coffee shop that I actually found out about from my assistant Margot. She was raised in Pasadena, so she knows all the good spots, and she took me here about a week or so ago. It reminded me so much of the cozy, spacious coffee shops that are in my hometown of Wilmington, North Carolina. I love coffee shops that have like lots of seating and comfortable sofas and different drink sizes and all types of flavors. And I don't know, in LA we get a lot of the more modern concrete metal sort of like get your coffee and get out type of coffee shops. I love a cafe where I can just like sit and be cozy and work for a long period of time. And even though I'm not doing that today, I did really like the coffee that they served. So first stop, Jones Coffee Roasters. There are two locations for Jones Coffee here in Pasadena, and the one that I put in my navigation was not the one that I thought I was going to, which is actually a happy accident because this Jones Coffee is right beside the house that they shot the original John Carpenter Halloween movie at. It's literally right behind me. We're gonna walk by it when I get my coffee. The universe has a funny way of working things out, but I'm not mad about being at this location. It's such a cute area. Okay, let's go get our coffee. Okay, I have my coffee, and here is the house from Halloween. Apparently they like lifted it, but like lifted it up off the ground and removed it to another location. This is one of those times where I'm just really happy I live in LA because we get stuff like this. Okay guys, coffee secured. I ended up just getting a cold brew with 1 pump of pumpkin spice and a little bit of milk. Now it is time to get to our shopping. I think we're gonna try to hit up Pottery Barn and then also Anthropologie. I don't really know what I'll find, but honestly it's just for the vibe of it all. It's fun to go to the stores and see all the Halloween stuff. And then I wanted to stop by Home Depot and get some hydrangeas or mums to go out front. Then we're gonna get some pumpkins. They had a lot of freaky ones at the Whole Foods by my apartment. One of my favorite things about Pasadena is the way the houses look. Like, so many of them are craftsman style or cottagey. It's just such a cozy area. Every time I come here, I always tell myself, if I stay in LA long term, I will probably buy a house in Pasadena because I feel as though it would be a really great place to have a family and raise a kid, but also it's a great place to just exist too. So when Margot and I visited Jones the other day, we also stopped at the farmer's market in Pasadena, and even that was so cute. Everything around here feels like a storybook. Not to say that Silver Lake isn't cute. It is very cute. It's my favorite spot that I've lived since moving to LA. Hi you guys. Okay, we made it back to the house. I swapped outfits and got a cold brew because my energy levels are dipping. But we are going to first work on the front door entry area of my house. I found this really cute doormat at Home Depot with dancing skeletons on it. I'm gonna take the mat I currently have at the front door and just put it at the back door, and we'll use that one. The goal here is just to put pumpkins and flowers everywhere and to vary their heights so everything feels layered and whimsical. It is crazy how fast the sun is starting to set. I don't know where the day has gone and where it's going, but I guess that is the one trade-off about this season, is that, you know, when the weather gets nicer and we reach all the cozier months, the sun also dips a lot faster, which is unfortunate, but honestly worth it to not be in 100-degree weather every day. So let's go ahead and start working on the front. I decided I wanted to move the big tall plant because the color of it just wasn't working with all of the rich autumn tones from the flowers and the pumpkins. So it's gonna chill here for the season. And last but certainly not least, right there. How are we looking? I really am trying to figure out where I want to put the cinnamon broom. I feel like at the entryway of the house, it would be nice to be greeted with a cinnamon broomstick. Actually smells really good. I love the broomstick next to my Bottega bag. I don't know if there's anything that quite captures the essence of me more than this. There's a few things that I picked up from Nikki Kehoe, not today, but a few days ago for this video. I felt like they were really fitting for the upcoming season, so I will put the names of the products on screen and of course link everything below if you guys want to check that out. Let's go. What is nice about these placemats is they're all made of vetiver, so they smell amazing. They look great and they smell great. I never would have thought placemats would be a form of fragrance, but here we are. The other day when I was at the Pasadena farmers market, I found the most beautiful flowers from a local vendor and thought to myself that they would be perfect for this video, of course, but also for the season. We have two vases that I want to put them in. One is this more like modern silver vase. It almost is like a little Art Deco or space agey. Am I right on that? The other one I think is from Olive Atelier and it's absolutely stunning. So the two different types of flowers that I picked out were these kind of muted sunflowers. They're not as bright and yellow as traditional sunflowers are. Additionally, I found these really stunning drapey flowers in an oxblood color and then this sort of greenish brown that, yeah, I just thought these would look cool. They're a little spooky looking, which I like. Okay, and finally I have a couple of things to show you from Crate and Barrel that are probably the most Halloween out of anything that I've added to my space today. In fact, most of the things I've added are like candles or flowers or textiles. Nothing's really super Halloween. There's not really been any actual decor. The first thing is this pumpkin ginger candle from the brand Apothic, and honestly, I love the scent of pumpkin so much, but not necessarily in the sense of like a pumpkin cheesecake or anything overly sweet or decadent. The description on this says fresh roasted pumpkin topped with a spicy blend of ginger, clove, and cinnamon, enhanced by creamy coconut and the warmth of vanilla and musk. It's a modern and sophisticated take on a familiar fall classic, and yeah, I would say that checks out. It's weirdly a little bit fresh from that coconut note, but still very much smells like pumpkin and fall. It's really lovely. Apothic, you did a great job on that. And then lastly, we have this little iron tea light holder in the shape of a bat. And the reason why I got this is because when you put a candle in it, it will project the shadow or silhouette of this bat on the wall. I'm gonna go find a tea light for this and let's see how it looks. Okay guys, that just about does it for our video. My boyfriend said he was about 10 minutes away, so I need to go clean the kitchen up and get it ready for us to cook dinner and enjoy the rest of our night. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch the video and spend the day with me. I will see you on the next video. Say bye, Blondie. All right, bye guys.
Talk about middle of video.